Nutty Cave, Tennessee, 2009, and a group of cavers is exploring Putty Cave, a twisty limestone maze. John Jones, a 26-year-old dad, squeezes into a passage tighter than a coffin, 18 inches wide. He misjudges a turn, gets wedged head down in a crevice, and can't budge. His legs are pinned, his chest compressed, breathing's a battle. Rescuers spend 27 hours trying pulleys and drills, but the cave's too unstable. John's heart gives out, and they can't free him. Fun fact, the cave's now sealed as his tomb. No one's been back since. Would you crawl into a crack that tight? Aokigahara Forest. Japan's Aokigahara, nicknamed Suicide Forest, sprawls at Mount Fuji's base, a 12-square-mile sea of trees so dense it swallows sound. Known for its tragic reputation, it's also a labyrinth where compasses spin uselessly from magnetic volcanic rock. In 2010, a hiker wandered off-trail, chasing a rare bird, and vanished. Searchers found only his backpack weeks later, no trace of him since. The forest's eerie silence and tangled roots make it a trap for the curious. Fun fact, locals say Yurei, vengeful ghosts, lure people deeper. Would you hike a forest that feels like it's watching you? Sahara Desert Tourists. The Sahara, 1990s, and a group of European tourists sets out on a guided trek across the world's biggest hot desert, 3.6 million square miles of dunes. Their guide misreads a map, and their jeep breaks down in Mauritania's nowhere. No water, no signal, just 130-degree heat. Days pass, some walk for help, others stay. Only 3 are found alive after 12 days, dehydrated to the brink. The rest? Swallowed by sand, never seen again. Fun fact, the Sahara's dunes shift 50 feet a year, erasing tracks instantly. Would you trust a guide in a sea of nothing? Dyatlov Pass. Siberia, 1959, and 9 Soviet hikers vanish in the snowy Ural Mountains. Weeks later, searchers find their tents slashed open, footprints leading to chaos. 5 are frozen, some with crushed skulls or missing eyes. No clear cause. Theories swirl. Avalanches, secret tests, even aliens. The pass, now named Dyatlov after the group's leader, still baffles experts. Fun fact, one hiker's tongue was gone, with no animal tracks around. Would you camp in a place where answers vanish with the snow? Bermuda Triangle. The Atlantic's Bermuda Triangle, 1.5 million square miles between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, gobbles ships and planes like snacks. In 1945, Flight 19, 5 Navy bombers, disappeared during a routine run. No wreckage, no distress call, just gone. A rescue plane sent after them vanished too, with 13 crew. Over 800 people have disappeared there since 1918. Fun fact, compasses flip out in the triangle, pointing to true north, not magnetic. Would you fly over a zone that eats squadrons? Amazon Rainforest. Brazil's Amazon is a 2.7 million square mile green maze where losing your way means game over. In 1981, American Julianne Coep survived a plane crash there, age 17, but wandered 11 days alone. She dodged jaguars, waded piranha-filled streams, and fought maggots in her wounds before finding a hut. Most aren't so lucky. Thousands vanish yearly, often without a trace. Fun fact, the canopy's so thick, you can't see the sky to navigate. Would you trek a jungle that hides entire tribes? Mammoth Cave. Kentucky's Mammoth Cave, the world's longest at 420 miles, is a subterranean trap. In 1925, Floyd Collins, a seasoned caver, got pinned by a boulder in a narrow crawlway. For 14 days, rescuers tried to free him as crowds gathered above. Food couldn't reach him. He starved, raving from pain. His body was recovered, but only after he'd died. Fun fact, the cave's twists confuse even pros. Some passages are unnamed. Would you explore a cave that's a tomb for legends? Yosemite's Backcountry. Yosemite National Park, California, spans 1,200 square miles of granite cliffs and pines. In 2011, a hiker named George Pinka vanished on a solo trek. Searchers scoured for weeks. Choppers, dogs, nothing. 5 years later, his pack turned up 10 miles away, but no George. Bears, falls, or exposure, nobody knows. The park claims dozens yearly. Fun fact, Yosemite's trails shift with rock slides, throwing off maps. Would you hike alone where nature rewrites the rules? Antarctica's ice. Antarctica's 5.4 million square mile ice sheet is Earth's loneliest void. In 1998, a scientist at Amundsen Scott Station, Jerry Nielsen, got lost in a whiteout blizzard just 200 yards from base. No landmarks, minus 60 F. She wandered blind for hours. A rope she tied saved her, barely. Many don't return. Crevasses swallow whole teams. Fun fact, whiteout means sky and ground blur. You can't tell up from down. Would you step into snow that erases the world? Alaskan Triangle. Alaska's wilderness, a 200,000 square mile triangle from Anchorage to Juneau, eats people alive. Since 1972, over 16,000 have vanished. Hikers, pilots, locals. In 1990, a hunter named Thomas Seibold disappeared near Chichagof Island. His rifle was found, but no body, ever. Bigfoot, UFOs, or just brutal cold? No one's sure. Fun fact, Alaska's magnetic fields mess with GPS, stranding even techies. Would you hunt in a land that hunts you back? Great Smoky Mountains. Straddling Tennessee and North Carolina, this 211,000-acre park hides deadly secrets. In 1969, 6-year-old Dennis Martin vanished during a family picnic. Hundreds searched for weeks. Rangers, FBI, even Green Berets. A shoe print was all they found. Theories say bears, kidnappers, or cliffs took him. He's one of dozens still missing there. Fun fact, fog can drop visibility to 0 in minutes. Would you picnic where kids vanish mid-game? Outback Australia. Australia's outback, 2.5 million square miles of red dirt, is as brutal as it gets. In 2006, British tourist Warren Meyer set out for a day hike in Queensland's Simpson Desert. His car was found, but no Warren, no tracks, no clues. Dingoes, dehydration, or disorientation, pick one. The outback claims dozens yearly. Fun fact, mirages trick you into chasing water that's not there. Would you wander where the sun cooks you dry? Catacombs of Paris. Beneath Paris lies a 200-mile maze of tunnels packed with 6 million skeletons. In 2014, a tourist snuck into the off-limits catacombs for a thrill and vanished. His flashlight was found, but no trace of him among the skulls. The damp, twisting passages confuse even guides, and phone signals die fast. Fun fact, some tunnels are so tight, you crawl past bones. Would you explore a crypt where the walls are staring back? Siberian Taiga. Russia's taiga forest stretches 2.3 million square miles. Endless pines and freezing nights. In 1997, a botanist studying rare plants wandered off her team's path near Lake Baikal. Searchers found her journal after a month, but no body, wolves, or cold likely claimed her. The forest's vastness hides entire villages. Fun fact, temperatures hit minus 50 F, freezing you solid in hours. Would you study plants where the woods eat you whole? Namib Desert. Namibia's 31,000 square mile desert, with dunes taller than skyscrapers, is a sandy death trap. In 1987, a German hiker left his tour group to photograph a sunset. Shifting sands erased his tracks, and despite air searches, only his camera turned up years later. Heatstroke hits in hours at 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Fun fact, the Namib's skeleton coast is littered with shipwrecks from lost sailors. Would you chase a photo in a desert that buries you? Everglades Swamps. Florida's Everglades, a 1.5 million acre wetland, is a murky maze of gators and quicksand. In 2003, a kayaker named James Kimbrell paddled off course during a solo trip. His kayak was found capsized, with claw marks, likely an alligator. No body, no closure. The swamp's channels shift daily, baffling GPS. Fun fact, gators can smell blood a mile away. Would you paddle where the water's got teeth? Caves, forests, deserts. These places don't just lose you, they keep you. Which story freaked you out most? Drop a comment. Ever been lost somewhere spooky? Hit that subscribe button for more chilling tales of the missing. And share this with your friends to scare them silly. Let's keep exploring the places that swallow souls.